Yo, it's your boy E back at it with another video. Today I want to talk about dealing with temptation. Why? Because man, this is a skill you need. There's a skill you need, and something we all have trouble with. So I just want to talk about how to deal with it, how I deal with it personally, and how it could potentially help you. Right? Okay. So temptation. What is this? Anything that tempts you to the lower self, right? So I'll make a separate video on that, lower versus higher self. But basically, lower self is anything that just dwells within instant gratification, any low level result, anything that's just surface level. You feel me? So in simpler terms, I would say, like, you just want a quick fix. Like if you hungry, you gonna get some McDonald's. That's the first thing you think about. Oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna get some McDonald's, right? Not knowing that this McDonald's, eating this McDonald's every day could affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like anything overconsumption can affect you, but like food, when you eat the right sources of food, you know what I mean? Like you'll know you're full. You know what I'm saying? Like you can eat McDonald's, feel full, and then you might eat it again and again and again and again. Your body's not satisfied, right? In my book, should be a picture right here. In my book, I mentioned how, like, certain hormones go off in your body when you eat certain foods. So if you eat more nutritious foods, those hormones go off to where they tell your body, okay, I'm satisfied, I'm good. But if you eat other sources of food, those hormones don't go off, and you go on a binge, right? And so with that example, you're going to eat McDonald's, you're just going to keep going back, and that's just instant gratification. And with the higher self, your things you want to achieve is with your higher self, and this is things of deep thinking. This is delayed gratification. Just anything that isn't surface level, that goes in deeper, and this could be considered, eating good sources of food, right? Like you could look at an avocado like, oh, this avocado looks weird. You know what I'm saying? But like when you get more into the science of an avocado, just a organic avocado, right? It has a whole bunch of nutrients, potassium. You eat avocado versus, you eat like a bacon, egg, avocado sandwich, right? Versus, with sweet potato fries. That sounds good. I might do that tomorrow. You eat that versus a McDonald's meal, right? I promise you, you're gonna feel way fuller. You're gonna feel way, 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 way fuller, because that meal contains a lot of necessary nutrients, and will tell the hormones in your body that they were hungry, you're straight. You know what I mean? Like I typically eat like a couple hours out the day. Like I usually eat like 4 through 6 hours throughout the day usually. And like in that time, like I get all my necessary nutrients. Like it's easy. It's very easy when you know the science. But yeah, man, like basically just I'll go into a video more deep into lower self versus higher self. But as of right now, you just know the two differences. So, so with that being said, of lower self and higher self, that means that we always have it within us, right? So you always have both. It's a duality, right? So, lower here, higher there. You know what I mean? Like it's always there, and it's so easy to do low level stuff because it's low level. It's low effort. Like our brain literally seeks out ways to minimize any work, right? Like this is how habits are formed, right? If you start doing something, like if you start doing anything in a repetitive manner, like your mind just instantly goes, right? So like think about it like this: when you started driving, That was like the hardest thing to do. Like the hardest thing to do for me personally. Like almost ran into a fence when I first started driving, because like of all the mechanisms and stuff you have to do with the car. Now it's simple, it's light work, right? But at first it was hard, and that's because it's a new thing for your brain to get adjusted to all the gears you gotta do, the timing, the steering wheel, how to adjust yourself on the road. Now I drive. Now I drive with one hand, like one hand interchangeably. Sometimes I put my knee on the steering wheel so I can like drive while drinking water or something like that. But yeah, man, like it's and that's because my brain has figured out a way to where I know the mechanisms of driving for the most part. Like I just got my license when I was 20. But yeah, man, like my brain knows the mechanism of driving, so it had less work to do, and it just knows how to function with putting least amount of effort. Like sometimes I might fall asleep driving, and that's crazy to think about when I almost hit a fence the first time I started driving. So our brain is just designed to have spurts of high volume work, and then over time gradually makes it to where it does less work, and that's just our brain. So we always have to seek out ways to do high volume work, right? Or we going to seek it to the lower self. And the ways that I personally deal with it, like I just said, I seek high volume work, and just have a strong why, right? Those two things are going to help you avoid the L. It looks, yay. Those two things help you avoid the L, because like I said, the lower self is always going to be there. It's always quick fixes. It's always quick ways to get out of stuff, and not saying like, things could never, not saying like any good things can't happen quick, just saying that, usually quick things are not always the best things. Like you like it's easy to tell because like it's grocery stores here and there, but like it's multiple like McDonald's, like is so easy, like it's not really a lot of advertisements for like cooking at home. You gotta think about that. It's not a lot of cook at home stuff. Like you have to like, excuse me, you gotta like, it's little stuff here and there, but like what's mostly advertised, fast food, DoorDash, Uber, right? It's not really advertised eat at home. And not say you can't get you can't get any quality stuff going out, but like the majority of stuff that you see is just fast food, and these are just quick fixes. Because in America, I would say mostly we are geared to like fast, instant. Never like sit down. Like it used to be that like that in old days. When fast food wasn't that much prevalent, but nowadays it's just how fast can I get it? Doesn't matter how much I'm going to spend. I just want it. But yeah, man. It's so easy going to the lower self, and when you always seek to do high level stuff, it always works your brain. It always works your brain, and it makes you automatically seek out more high level stuff, right? So like for instance, if you start eating right, the bacon, egg, avocado sandwich with sweet potato fries, right? You're gonna want to do something else good, which potentially in my matter, like I may work out, or I may do that in reverse sometimes. Usually I do like a fasted workout when I eat. But yeah, so like you're just going to seek out more high level things. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So you seek out high level stuff, you're going to end up doing high level things, right? And then having a strong enough why. If you don't have a strong enough why, the lower self is always going to pull you back in, right? So for me personally, right, I'm seeking out digital marketing. I've been doing this for almost a year, right? And why am I still in it? Because I know the potential of this, bro. I know the potential. Like I just know, like, through all this resistance, all this pushback, all this learning, all this time spent, there's a reward after it, right? And I just know it's a good life. And like, it just pulls me every day, like, just because I know if once I get in, like, it just goes up, and that can help me a lot of life, because, like, man, I'm trying to get my own place. I'm trying to help out family. I'm just trying to do a lot in life, and it just, my why is so strong. It just keeps me away from temptation, a lot of temptation. Because, man, like, like, for people who know me personally, like, what I mean, it's a lot. it's a lot that I can get myself into, like, easy. But, like, it's just my why is strong enough, and I always seek out high level stuff, and, man, it's simple. Those two things are very simple, but in those two things coincides your whole life. Like, if you think about it, if you really sit and think about, like, lower self or higher self, two simple terms, just conceptualize your whole life, right? But yeah, man, I don't want to keep talking on. I'll save this for lower self versus higher self when I make that video. But I appreciate you all for watching. Basically, do high level things. Always do high level things. Keep your mind going. Keep your mind creative. And then from there also, man, what was the second thing? Oh yeah, have a strong enough why. Whatever you're doing in life, always seek to, make sure it's strong enough. Wherever you're trying to do your life, make sure it's strong enough to where you can stay away from temptation. But yeah, man, I appreciate you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. And then once you are subscribed, click the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. And with that, peace.